Jai Hind everyone. As discussed in today's class, we all are going to study about certain important questions which are based upon the rationalization of the numbers. In our previous class, we all have discussed how to rationalize the denominator of a fraction whose denominator was irrational. We will use the same procedure over here to find out different types of the questions solution. We'll be having different types of questions, out of which we'll be discussing few of them today over here. Let us start with the first example, which is over here. It's given if a is equals to root 2 plus 1 upon root 2 minus 1 and b is 1 by a, that is reciprocal of a, then find the value of a square plus b square. So to begin with, firstly we will take a, that is given as root 2 plus 1 upon root 2 minus 1. As we all can see, the denominator is irrational. So first of all, we will try to make the denominator rational by multiplying with its rationalizing factor. So from now, I hope you all are aware to how to find out the rationalizing factor of a particular number. So over here it is root 2 minus 1. So we all are going to multiply it by root 2 plus 1 in the numerator as well as in the denominator as well. So here also we'll be multiplying it by root 2 plus 1. In the numerator, you can see that these two expressions are same. So we can write it as root 2 plus 1 whole square. And in the denominator, it is in the form of a minus b into a plus b. So it can be written as root 2 whole square minus 1 square. So further, it can be simplified as we can expand this using the identity a plus b whole square, which is equals to a square plus b square plus 2ab. We can take a as root 2 and b as 1 in this case. So using this identity, it will becomes root 2 whole square plus 1 square plus 2 into root 2 into 1, and in the denominator we will get 2 minus 1. Square of root 2 will be 2 and the square of 1 will remain 1. So root 2 square will becomes 2 plus 1 plus 2 into 1 becomes 2. So that becomes 2 root 2, and in the denominator we'll have 1. So finally we can write 2 plus 1 3 plus 2 root 2. So this can be written as the value of a. So this is the value of a over here. In the same way, we'll try to find out the value of b as well. So to find out the value of b, as it is given that it is equals to 1 by a, so it can be written as 1 upon 3 plus 2 root 2. Now once again the denominator became irrational, so we will multiply by its conjugate 3 minus 2 root 2, and in the denominator 3 plus 2 root 2 multiply by its rationalizing factor or conjugate, that is 3 minus 2 root 2. So in the numerator we will be getting 3 minus 2 root 2, whereas in the denominator we will be getting 3 square minus 2 root 2 whole square, which gives 3 minus 2 root 2, and in the denominator we'll be getting 9 minus 8, which will ultimately gives us 3 minus 2 root 2. So we'll get the value of b as 3 minus 2 root 2. Now We will move on to what we actually have to calculate, that is a square plus b square. So to calculate the value of a square plus b square, a square plus b square will once again use an identity, that is a plus b whole square minus 2ab. So we will write a as 3 plus 2 root 2 and b as 3 minus 2 root 2. So it will becomes 3 plus 2 root 2 as a, plus b will becomes 3 minus 2 root 2 whole square minus 2ab, that is 2 into 3 plus 2 root 2 into 3 minus 2 root 2. Now over here you can see that this 2 will get cancelled. 3 plus 3 becomes 6. We'll be getting 6 square minus 2, and this is a plus b, a minus b format. So this can be written as 3 square minus 2 root 2 whole square. Now this will becomes 36 minus 2, because the value of this will be 1 as we have got it over here in the example. So this is 34, the final answer, the value of a square plus b square. So I hope you all have understood how to get the value of a and b and can simplify it further. If you have any doubt, you can ask me on my personal window. Next question, we'll move on to the next example now. Over here you can see there are three different terms. So we will try to rationalize each part separately, and then we will put the final or simplified form of each part in the question and we'll try to simplify. So we'll take the first part, that is 7 root 3 divided by root 10 plus root 3. So we will start by rationalizing it. So for the same, we'll multiply it by its rationalizing factor, which will becomes root 10 minus root 3, and in the numerator also we'll multiply it by root 10 minus root 3. So we will be getting 7 root 3 multiplied by root 10 minus root 3. In the denominator, we'll be getting a square minus b square, that is 10 minus 3. So it will becomes 7 root 3 into root 10 minus root 3 upon 7. So this and this will cancel. Now if we multiply them, we'll be getting root 10 into root 3 will becomes root 30 minus root 3 into root 3 becomes 3. So this is the rationalized part of the first. Same way we can do the rationalization of the second part also. 2 root 5 divided by root 6 plus root 5. So we will multiply by its conjugate or the rationalizing factor, that is root 6 minus root 5, root 6 minus root 5, which gives us 2 root 5 into root 6 minus root 5 upon 6 minus 5, that is 1. So now we will be multiplying them. So this will gives you 2 root 30 minus root 5 into root 5 becomes 5, and 5 multiplied by 2 will gives you 10. In the denominator will be getting 1, so no need to write it. Now the third part, that is 3 root 2 upon 3 root 2 plus root 15 can be written as 3 root 2 multiplied by its rationalizing factor, that is 3 root 2 minus root 15 upon 3 root 2 plus root 15 multiplied by 3 root 2. Since it is plus, we'll multiply it by minus, which on simplification gives us 3 root 2 multiplied by 3 root 2 minus root 15. In the denominator, I am skipping one step. When you multiply this and this, you'll be getting 18 minus 15, which will come as 3. So now these two will get cancelled, and when you multiply this, root 2 into root 2 becomes 2. 2 3s are 6, minus this into this becomes root 30. So we have simplified all three parts of the given question. Now at the place of these values, we can write them like this. Like the first part is this, so at the place of this, we'll be writing root 30 minus 3, minus at the place of second, we will be writing this value, that is 2 root 30 minus 10, and then at the third part we'll be writing this, that is 6 minus root 30. Now let us open up the brackets. So root 30 minus 3 minus 2 root 30 plus 10 minus 6 plus root 30, simplifying by using the grouping of terms. So we'll be getting 10 minus 6 minus 3 plus root 30 plus root 30 minus 2 root 30. So 6 and 3 becomes 9, 10 minus 9 becomes 1, and over here this and this will get cancelled out, so the final answer will be 1. That means simplified answer of this question is 1. This is how we can utilize the properties of the algebraic expressions and the rationalization to simplify a question which is written in its complicated form. Quickly, we will see one more example. We'll see one more example and then we'll wind up today's class. So we'll take this example. It's given that if this 5 minus 2 root 6 upon 5 plus 2 root 6 is equals to b minus p root 6. Find the values of b and p. So we will take the left hand side of this question, that is 5 minus 2 root 6 upon 5 plus 2 root 6. Before moving to the next part, once again we will see that its denominator is irrational, so we will try to make the denominator rational. For the same, we multiply the denominator and the numerator by the rationalizing factor, which is now 5 minus 2 root 6. So we multiply the numerator also by 5 minus 2 root 6. In the numerator, both the expressions are same, so they can be written as 5 minus 2 root 6 whole square, whereas in the denominator we'll use the identity a square minus b square, so that is 2 root 6 whole square. So now we will expand this by using the identity a minus b whole square. I hope you all know what the identity says. So it says a square plus b square minus 2ab. So the same will be used over here. A square, that is 5 square, plus b square, that means 2 root 6 whole square minus 2ab, that is 2 into 5 into 2 root 6, and in the denominator we will be getting 25 minus. Now once again I am revising how to find out the square of 2 root 6. This can be written as 2 root 6 into 2 root 6. Listen to it carefully, sometimes it creates confusion. So we'll multiply the expressions which are outside with the outside term and the inside with the inside. So 2 into 2 becomes 4, root 6 into root 6 becomes 6, and then 4 into 6 becomes 24. So this is what we are going to use over here. It becomes 24. 5 square is 25. 2 root 6 is 24. Minus 2 5s are 10. 2s are 20. Root 6 by 1. So this can be written as 49 minus 20 root 6. So the simplified form of the given expression of left hand side is this. Now we will compare this with the right hand side. That means now 49 minus 20 root 6 will be equals to b minus p root 6. Now comparing the left hand side and right hand side, we will be getting that 49 is equals to b, and minus 20 root 6 is equals to minus p root 6. So if you see from both the sides, you'll be getting this minus and minus cancel, root 6 cancel. So 20 is equals to p. Therefore, the values of b and P are these. We have got B as 49 and P as 20. This is how we can simplify these type of questions. So now for you all, I am sending a worksheet which contains lots of questions. I'll be sending you the list of the questions which you all will try today, and with the other questions we'll meet in the next class. If you have any queries, you can text me on my WhatsApp number, on which is already there in the WhatsApp groups. Till then, happy learning. Jai Hind.